Every day, there's a battle for your mind raging. Information coming from every angle with the will to deceive. Fear not. You found the place for truth. The voice of a generation that still has the will to believe in the greatest country in the history of the world. This is the Charlie Kirk Show. Buckle up. Here we go.
Morning, everybody. Or I guess on the East Coast, it's 12 noon. I'm Andrew Colvett, executive producer of this show. I'm joined by the one and only Mikey McCoy.
The most okayest guest host
No,
today.
you are the... what are you talking
I'm
about?
way
You
more
are
okay
mediocre,
than you.
Mikey.
I'm way more okay than you.
You guys... If anybody's mediocre, it's me. That's why they just let me, facilitate. You know?
I don't know about that.
Anyways, no, Mikey, everybody loves Mikey. I've heard more about Mikey McCoy lately than I care to. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no, it's we're so glad. We had you on last Friday, and I was like, I think we should just make this a thing.
Fridays.
Yeah, Fridays
it.
with Mikey, because we're gonna do hour 2 is gonna be AMA, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have our members submit questions, and a lot of them are gonna be about what Charlie was like, or what
Yeah.
he thought about things, and we need you. So
there you go.
Anyway, and then obviously Blake Neff, one of the producers on the show, our not so secret weapon, and sombrero wearing amigo. Mm-hmm. If you missed our thought crime
I love
IRL last night,
I saw it. I loved it.
It was fun. Yeah, I actually got off easy. I just had to do the first 30 minutes, and Blake, we did a line change, and Blake came in. So please check that out. We have a lot to get to. The SPLC is in the news. Breaking just moments ago, Kash Patel has officially severed ties between the FBI and the SPLC. It kind of had a vibe that he wasn't even aware that there was a tie until comments were floated on social media. I doubt it was impacting his job so much, but the fact that there was official tie was pretty offensive. So I want to welcome in the guy who wrote the book on the SPLC, and that is Tyler O'Neill. He's the senior editor at Daily Signal, and he also is the author of the book Making Hate Pay: The Corruption of the Southern Poverty Law Center. So Tyler O'Neill, welcome to the show. Thank you for making the time. I've been seeing you all over social media trying to raise the alarm bells about the SPLC, and I got a lot of questions. Blake might chime in, Mikey might chime in, but I'm just going to start. Explain to me what inspired you to write the book in the first place, because you were ahead of the curve. And for those who are unaware of what the SPLC is, Tyler, tell us what it is and what it's become.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Let me just say it is an honor to be on the Charlie Kirk Show. Seeing everything that Charlie did to champion free speech on our college campuses after it had been stifled for so long, and seeing him become the martyr to free speech that he was. I mean, it shook me to my core, but he has been such an inspiration, and it means the world to me to be here. So I just want to mention that.
No, thank you
first
for
off.
that. Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, to answer your question, so the Southern Poverty Law Center, as the name suggests, it began as a public interest civil rights law firm that represented poor people in the South. And back in the day, it believed in representing everyone. So it actually had a reverse racism case representing white men who had been discriminated against in a majority black employment opportunity. So, this was a noble organization. But the leader of that organization, the main fundraiser, Morris Dees, he started realizing that he could make the most amount of money by going after the Ku Klux Klan. And this is, let me be clear, the Klan is evil incarnate in my mind. I mean, they are the quintessential hate group in American history. And so every time that the SPLC sued a Klan group into bankruptcy, I think that's a win for America. But what we see in the 1980s is that this is the thing that got the SPLC attention and money. And we actually had the legal team at the SPLC quit en masse because they had signed up to work at the SPLC to represent poor people in the South, not to go hunting Klan groups. And all the lawsuits involving the Klan, they said, were like shooting fish in a barrel. They were also disturbed by the fact that the SPLC was starting to develop ties with law enforcement, that they were guiding law enforcement to find people who were, at the time, real racist threats. But eventually, the SPLC created those ties to law enforcement that would later become what we saw horrifically in the Biden years and even before that to some degree. So the SPLC around the year 2000 is when they start their third iteration. They had run out of Klan groups. They ran out of grand dragons to conquer. And they started putting mainstream conservative and Christian organizations on their hate map with chapters of the Ku Klux Klan. And they say that this hate map shows the infrastructure upholding white supremacy in the United States of America. So make no mistake. If you are the Family Research Council, if you are Alliance Defending Freedom, if you are the Federation for American Immigration Reform, and they put you on that hate map, they are comparing you to the Klan, saying you are a violent force of hate that needs to be monitored by law enforcement, that needs to be cut off from polite society. And the SPLC takes this hate map, goes to big tech, goes to corporations, says you need to use this to blacklist people, goes to the charitable sector, says you need to blacklist people on this. So one of the things that really drew my attention to the SPLC was in 2012 when a terrorist targeted the Family Research Council in Washington, D.C., their conservative Christian nonprofit. This guy showed up there. He used the SPLC hate map to find them. He had a semi-automatic pistol and a bag of Chick-fil-A sandwiches. And he told the FBI he planned to shoot everyone in the building and smear a Chick-fil-A sandwich in their faces. And the SPLC rightly, condemned the attack, but the SPLC hasn't taken the Family Research Council off their hate map. And if anything, the SPLC has gotten far worse. So, as you put up there on the screen rightly, the SPLC added Turning Point USA to the hate map earlier this year. And I was the first one to realize that and break the story on X.
I remember.
And on the Daily Signal. But, this is when they're putting the largest conservative grassroots youth organization on a map with chapters of the Klan. This is so far off the reservation. You can't make this up. And yet, we saw just a couple months later a man who had a transgender boyfriend allegedly opening fire and murdering Charlie Kirk in cold blood. And we don't know if he was at all inspired by the SPLC, but it really looks like the SPLC's hate map is to some degree a kill list. And this is, this isn't the first time, this isn't even the second time the SPLC has been tied to political terrorism. It also happened in 2017 when that man opened fire, nearly killed Steve Scalise at the congressional baseball game practice. And he had liked the SPLC on Facebook. Now, every time this sort of thing happens, the SPLC says, we condemn political violence, we condemn political violence. I'm sorry. They need to put their money where their mouth is and have at least one modicum of actually doing something and taking Turning Point USA off the hate map. They need to scrap it entirely, but I've been asking directly, specifically, one specific ask, and they can't do that.
Well, no, I appreciate you keeping such an eye on this. You've been exceptional in your focus and in just holding them to account. But I think we need much more than just taking Turning Point off a list at this point. I completely agree. I posted last night on X that their hate list was really just a hit list, and Elon Musk, I guess, is quote tweeted it, which good for him. And he's been excellent on this, ADL and SPLC. And at some point, it stops mattering, Tyler, if these people were directly motivated by something they saw in the SPLC. It creates an ecosystem of political violence, a sheen of legitimacy to the political violence. So 1 second right there, I got to talk about one of our partners here, and I'm going to talk about Tax Network USA. The government needs more money, more of your money, If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Don't let the IRS target you. Call the professionals at Tax Network USA. Their tax lawyers and enrolled agents are experts in powerful programs that may even help you eliminate your tax debt altogether. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and saved over $1 billion for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you. So, for a free consultation, absolutely free, call Tax Network USA today, tnusa.com, tnusa.com, or call 1-800-958-1000, 1-800-958-1000, or visit TNUSA. We'll be right back.